Hey guys, kind of a bittersweet time of year. The 8 scale stuff's going back on the shelf, but exciting. I get to bust out my MSB1, which I only got to run one time last season, and it was so awesome. It was mind blowing. I was so happy with it. I was so worried at first because it'd been so long since I ran two wheel, but it was awesome. And you guys heard that probably if you watched the previous video. I kind of went on and on too much about how awesome it was, but I love it and I'm excited to get it back out. A few things since the spring. There's been some stuff that's come out that might have flown under the radar. I'm not really sure. There is the lightweight body now, which is really nice. Same shape as the stock one, which it handled fantastic. This is just the lightweight version, and then frosted up with some Dylan Caldwell paint makes it even sweeter. So lightweight body. Flashpoint has these premium greases now for the diffs. So Flashpoint has that. We got 8 packs of wheels, which is nice. And we got these have been out a little bit longer, but I do have the Flashpoint titanium tie rods on the car, which are really nice. Flashpoint titanium screws, which have been really nice. Those were actually on there when I ran it, but they've just been really good. Oh, and the Flashpoint titanium ball studs as well. So there's a lot of stuff kind of in-house to go ahead and fix up your MSB1. Recently they came out with some newer parts. There is this new front bridge that I don't know if it's a different material or not. I don't think not a big deal. I don't know if there's been huge problems with them, but from my understanding, it's so it doesn't interfere. Sorry, the car's kind of low, so it doesn't interfere when using the servo weight. I don't use that, so I'm fine to use either one. But there is a new version of that coming out. I don't know visually if you'll be able to see it. I have not had it in my hand yet, and I'm not real concerned. I will get them eventually, but the stock has been fine. The biggest thing is when the car came out, it had a really tight transmission, and that was by design because it achieves maximum grip, and the idea is that it would break in and you would have no gear lash whatsoever, which would create a ton of grip. I can tell you the car creates a ton of grip. It's mind-blowing, but not grip like it's pushing. I mean just straight grip. The car still steers fantastic. It's just not from the rear. It was almost like driving a touring car on carpet, but with jumps, and it was awesome. So the idea was this would eventually break in and you would have no lash whatsoever. And they do break in, but you know, a lot of us are excited. We get our cars like, it ain't breaking in. It's not breaking in yet, not breaking in yet. And I think if we look at the glass half full, I think the material was so good that it didn't break in as planned. So it definitely would take longer, and depending if you're running mod stock or whatever, it's going to take longer traction, load. It's all going to vary. So I think with this being realized that that you could probably make the gears a little freer without wearing, because obviously they wouldn't even break in that fast, and you end up with the same zero lash and achieving grip, but your transmission is free. So I think it was just maybe I'm being too positive here, but the material was too good and it just took longer to break in than planned. So just free it up a little bit, same material, should be ready to rock and roll. So let me see here. This is the gear diff case set, and that's what I have in my car right now is the gear diff. So that is, I'm reading this backwards, B2302B. The B is important because without the B, it would be the original stock parts, which I don't think there's an issue with that. I think what they changed was something I did right when I was building the kit. And when the two diff halves come together, it was kind of a tight, like snapping in. And you couldn't really tell if you were getting a good seal, even when it was together, like it was all hit, like it was almost like a cap that slid in and kind of snapped in. And I actually modified mine. I'll show you a picture right here. If you look at it, the cap side of the gear diff, I actually chucked up and rounded the edges down so you could see the thin blue line of gasket around. It made it just it just fit together, put the screws in, and it made it so much easier to make sure I was getting a good seal. And if you look at the picture of this new one, it's the gray material, so you can tell the difference, but you can see the fine blue line where the gasket is. So it's not so much as like a push and then, you know, it's just a much better connection. They say the new one is for leaking, but I don't know if anybody had any major leak problems. If they did, it was probably just because it was hard to realize if the two pieces were mated together right. I did mine, I had 0 leaking issues, but I could see it happening just trying to mate them together. It was such a tight tolerance, which was fantastic, but it was just kind of hard to tell. So this makes it a little bit easier. I already assembled this, obviously that's why it's missing. It's in my car. Sorry, I got excited, put it all together, and it's in my car. So, and then here is the set for the Bal Diff, which the idler gear comes with the gear diff gear also. So you'll have that idler either way. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the biggest reason for the freed up transmission. And it is quite a bit freer, but that idler comes with Bal Diff gear or the gear diff gear. And these parts that you're seeing and that I talked about, B210B, the front bridge, and then 2302B, 2301B, those parts will be in the new kit. So it's kind of a running change, which was nice. I was kind of scared to change my car, honestly, because it was so good. It was unreal. But I think it'll be just as fine. It'll probably be, it'll obviously be more efficient. It'll probably be a little faster, but it was insane already. So I don't even know what to expect now. It should be nuts. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. These parts will be available in the new kit. And you guys can see a difference here. See if I can find the best way to show you guys this. So if you can see how I'm just touching the wheels. I mean, you can see how free it is. I'll give it a good spin. You guys can see how free it is for those of us that built the kit early on. Yeah, so obviously it's, actually let me go the correct direction. And though there is oil in the bearings and there is grease inside the transmission on the gears, so there's no running everything completely dry to get it to spin. But you can see how free it is, so yeah, definitely a big difference from the kit, and then not having to worry about breaking it in now. You can just put that in and go. So hopefully I covered everything, guys. But yeah, check out mugenracing.com. You'll find the stuff. These parts should be popping up any minute, and I'm gonna hold these up again so you can see. Remember the B, because that's important. So, and the new parts, like I said, are like a gray color. So yeah, other than that, that's what I wanted to show you guys. So hope that helps you out. Remember, I'm no pro. That's just my thoughts on it. And I hope that helps you guys out. And we'll see you guys next time, hopefully soon, because we're going to get the MSB1 out. And myself, most of the no pro team has their MSB1s ready. So we're going to rock and roll and see what else we can learn. But the way it started, we're going to come out in really good shape with the MSB1 buggy. So we'll talk to you guys again soon. All right. Thanks, guys.